Hello, this is Chris Pratt from Eurogamer, and look what's back. It's Overwatch, or at least the closed beta for Overwatch anyway, the upcoming class-based first-person shooter from Blizzard Entertainment with loads and loads of characters, and now a rather substantial progression system. This is arguably the biggest change to come along with the return of the beta. I mean, yes, we do have a new game mode, Control, which is sort of like domination-ish. There's 2 new maps, which look great, but I don't quite understand yet. Reworkings of all the characters, some of those reworkings are pretty major too. But the thing that people are really talking about is the progression. Now I can give you an idea of what that looks like by going to this new option here called Hero Gallery, which brings up character panels for each of the characters currently in the game. And there's a number associated with them here. So let's go to Mercy, that's a character I already know that I've unlocked something rather cool for. And yes, first thing you see here, aside from her new skin that we'll get into in a second, is that Mercy has a total of 90 unlocks. This single character has 90 things that you can unlock. So yeah, it's one of those progression systems. Now one of the things I already have got my hands on is this Cobalt skin, which as you can see it's purple, which if you know Blizzard games, means it's epic. It's a kind of a rarer drop. I think I've looked out a little bit there, although I don't know exactly how the beta is treating stuff like that. So if we get classic, that's what Mercy usually looks like. Cobalt is kind of a blue equivalent of that. Some of these are more impressive than others as well. Like look at this, the Devil version of Mercy, or the Valkyrie. Yeah. So there's skins to unlock, emotes to unlock, victory poses, lines of dialogue, paint sprays, and the highlight intro is quite an interesting one. If you get the play of the game in a match of Overwatch, you can actually have a unique animation that plays before it, if you unlock it here. Can we see what that looks like? What about Heroes Never Die? Like that one right there. Oh, that's cool. That's a resurrect animation. That's nice. Okay, so yes. How do you unlock this stuff in the first place? Well, as you play through the game, you level up just by playing matches. You don't necessarily have to win them, although you will earn more experience for winning, for your contribution to the team, and apparently a bunch of other factors which haven't been mentioned. And yeah, basically the idea is, I guess, better players level up faster, but everyone levels up. And when you level up, you unlock or you gain access to one single loot box. And we got a couple here which I've saved. And we get to open them. This is very reminiscent of Hearthstone. If you've opened a card pack or 2 in your time, you'll know what this feels like. So, yes, let's have a look inside. Okay, so we've got one blue item here, which means that's slightly rarer than the rest. I think white is kind of like common, blue is rare, purple is epic, orange is legendary. Typical kind of Blizzard take on colors and items. So what is that one? This is a spray. I can now find a wall in a match of Overwatch and spray a little sprite of Mercy on there if I like. So yeah, why not? I'll equip that. Sure. Let's have a look here. What else do we have? We've got another spray, which is nowhere near as cool. We've got a voice line for Junkrat.
Everything's coming up exploding.
Which, yeah, sure, why not? And a player icon up here. My current player icon is just the Overwatch symbol. This one is all heroes, a Terran player icon. Yeah, sure, why not? You don't want just the standard one, do you? And should we have a look at the other one? Oh, it's purple. Purple's good. Purple means epic. I do wonder whether I'm just getting special treatment because we're currently in the closed beta. Who knows? So what is that? It's a skin for Zenyatta, and it's the Harmonious skin, and it looks rather cool. So yeah, why not? You've got to equip the rarer skins so everyone knows that you've had a good time in the loot boxes. Got a voice line here for Widowmaker.
Exquisite.
And look at this big bastard over here. A victory pose for your man Winston. That is excellent, isn't it? And then another skin for Hanzo over here, which seems to be just kind of a blue and green take on his original outfit, right? Yeah, there we are. Now, one other thing that has been mentioned is that if you do receive a duplicate item, say you get 2 of these Mercy Spray tags, you can actually exchange one of them for credits, which I believe is this number up here, which I've currently got 0 of. That would make sense. And then you can use those credits. If you really have your heart set on a single item, you can just purchase it outright. Say you want one of these legendary skins, for example. They cost 1,000 credits, which is 4 times the amount of an epic. Presumably, that's quite a lot. You can just straight up buy it by clicking unlock down here. And that means that if there is just one thing that you really want to get your hands on, you're not entirely reliant on luck. One other thing to mention, and this, they haven't given a definite answer on this as of yet, but it sounds like it's going that way. In both an interview with PC Gamer and Polygon, the question as to whether or not these loot crates, these loot boxes, will be able to be purchased by players with real money has cropped up a couple of times. They haven't said, yes, we're definitely doing it, but in both cases, they have said, we're thinking about it. And they quickly followed up by saying, all the loot in Overwatch, and this is an important point, especially considering some of the early conversations surrounding this game, all the loot in Overwatch will only ever be cosmetic. It will never have a genuine impact on the gameplay itself, which I think is extremely important, and I'm very glad to hear them reiterate it again. And that's it. Overwatch apparently doesn't have a level cap, so you just keep on going, keep on unlocking stuff, keep on trading things in for credits, and presumably Blizzard, doing their part, will keep on introducing items into this system. We know there are more heroes and champions coming later down the line. You've got to think there's going to be plenty more in the way of cosmetic items too. And that works for me. Yes, Overwatch isn't a free-to-play game, but they want to build a multiplayer community that kind of sustains itself for quite a while to come, you'd hope. And as they've already said, that they're not going to be selling future heroes or maps. If this is how they want to make money and fund a competitive game, that's absolutely fine by me. It doesn't influence gameplay, it's cosmetics, and because it's Blizzard, a lot of these new skins and animations look really good. I'm happy with it. Alright then, we're going to be getting stuck into this beta over the coming weeks and try and get a feel of what Overwatch is going to be like come launch. And yeah, hopefully have a chat with Jeff Kaplan, the creative director on Overwatch, at some point soon as well. So please stay tuned for that and let me know what you think of Overwatch and its many, many unlockable items. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.
Oh, let's break it down!
Hello, this is Chris Pratt from Eurogamer, and let's talk about Blizzard's latest. It's called Overwatch, and it's a multiplayer first-person shooter in which you can, yes, control a character like this with an assault rifle and the ability to sprint. He's actually quite a bit more interesting than I've just made him sound, but this is maybe what you're expecting from the genre. Fair enough, but that's not likely to be true for the other 20 characters in the roster, and that is perhaps the game's greatest strength, the variety of playstyles.